Good morning. I have the keys. So we are visiting the old church. She says, check in her pocket. So we're going to go and have a look inside the church, and we'll have a look around the graveyard. Maybe go down to where the otters are. I hear grass cutting, but I'm hoping it is the farmer. If it is grass cutting, we'll just keep out of the way. Oh, it's grass cutting. Hopefully it won't be long. Well, thank you very much for coming in. Leica, how are you? The lovely Leica, how are you? There's been a lot of work getting done in here. It's kind of handy they're cutting the grass though. Makes it easier to have a look around. We'll just stay away from them. Right, well, you've not seen this place, I don't think. This is a church building built in the 12th, well, it was gifted to the church in the 1200s. Kay Stevenson, how you doing? And it's used to be a Roman fort, and it was part built as well with the stone from Hadrian's Wall, which is a couple of miles up the road. And then we'll have this old graveyard. Been doing some research. Which one is it? That's the oldest window. That's a Norman window in the building. And you can see they've used stone from somewhere else because of this one. Newfound Drone, how are you doing? Now down here, we've got a carving. And I've been doing some research on it. We've got a sword all the way along. It's about 3 foot long. And here, we've got a chalice. A lot of people think of Knights Templar, but I'm told it's likely a priest that served in the army. He was part of the army, and that's why that's there. Like, I emailed you a couple of times checking to see if you were okay. She's still pretty much the same. Oh, we've had some flowers. She doubles a dose on her thyroid meds next week, so we'll see. Oh God, we've got wasps. The wasps are chewing the wood to go and make their nest. Ooh, don't land on me, you horrible things. Lots of them. It is 11:15 in the morning, Weller. Did you ask? Let's see. Right. Which key does which? Someone has done the bolt on the inside and they've taken the chain. So this will be interesting. I'm gonna have to get my hand inside. Hello. That was grass cutter, man. Excuse me for a minute. There was like a bike chain on this gate, but the bike chain's gone. So it's fastened on the inside. Last time I was here, I gave myself a bit of a fright because a lock dropped. It scared the life out of me. It echoes in here. And I jumped out my skin. They've nearly cut all the grass, which is good. I've just got that part down there to do. Right. Hopefully this thing will hold to go in. If not, we'll still go around the graveyard anyway. Oops. There goes that darn lock again. Here we go. I'm in Northern England. I'm in the UK, Willa. Right. We'll get this key out of the lock. It's a lot lighter on there than it looks. The lady says there's a hole in the walls. Yeah, I'm in England. This tiny little key you put in the wall, it turns the lights on. So I'll be able to show you. Yes, it does. This is a very old tablet. The light's shining in my eyes. Here lies interred under this stone the body of Reverend Tim Richard. Did departed this life on the 11th of February in year four. He was 49 of age, and 1714. After he had been vicar of Brampton for 10 years, 10 months and 10 days. Oh, that's a bit odd. So 10 years, 10 months and 10 days. Isn't that weird? Tay, thank you very much for coming in. Man's life like cobwebs, be he here, so say, and death's the broom that sweeps us all away into your grave, where good then are left with, but something about children left for all his actions here, and will smell sweet and bloom in your dust. Must be some flowers. Really old English. It's from 1714, so it's a bit hard to decipher. What was his name again? Mr. Richard. So could this be about him? No. Given to the Church of Brampton by Thomas Richardson, Esquire, of the Privy Seal Office, London, for the use at the altar. A large embossed silver cup with a cover, a stand of the same, weighing 55 ounces, in the year of our Lord, 1764. That light's made my eyes go funny. It's Old English, Tay. This church stands on the site of a 2nd century Roman fort. The date of origin of the church is not known, but the building did exist before the 12th century and is mentioned as a gift in the dedication of nearby Lanercost Priory in 1169. The main body of the church building forms the chancel of the 12th century church, and the original parts of this structure are evident in the south wall. The nave and tower were demolished in 1789. The material of these being used in a new parish church. The chancel to which the porch was added in 1681. So this part we're in was built in 1861. And other improvements were carried out. It was used as a mortuary chapel, this part of the church. It's only a little part. And it was given to a preservation trust in 1987. Now this looks Roman. It's very old, but it looks to be Roman. Writing down it. You've got a design at the top. If you can see, you've got like a wheel. I don't know what that's meant to signify. We've got this old one. I can't quite see the writing on that one. We've got a lot of war graves here as well. We'll probably see all those. Key Weasel, how you doing? Cynthia, thank you very much for coming in. Richard Richardson. There's a lot of Richardsons that have been an important part of this church. In memory of Richard Richardson, who departed this life January the 14th, 1836. This is a list of the vicars. Now, one was ejected, he was sacked from being a priest. Nathaniel Bernard. This is a Victorian beer. A horse will have pulled it. It's got the wheels. It's got the pulley there to add to the horse. Both sides come up. I knocked this one down last time and my heart nearly stopped. Hi, Kish, you all right? Yeah, it started with Thomas Richard de Caldecote, instituted 1220. Richard de Caldecote occurred 1334, died 1346. John Eng, 1346 to 1361. William de Kirkby, he came in 1372, but there's absolutely nothing about when he left, and there's a gap in time from 1372 to 1356 for a vicar coming in. So why there was no vicar 42, 60 odd years, who knows? A lot of the vicars were here until they passed away. The last on this chart is Charles Stoddart, and he was here in 1773. Key Weasel, the last time I was here, I knocked that side down. I thought I'd broken the candle, and it echoes. And in here, I had that padlock. Oh God, where have I put it? In my pocket. Oh, shouldn't say that, it's naughty. Padlock on the key, and as I walked into the main part of the church, it fell off, and my heart nearly fell on the floor. That's naughty, I shouldn't have said that. So it felt like I maybe shouldn't have been here, Key Weasel. Oh, I've got a crack on the wall. Right, see if we can get in here with a signal. This is the main part of the church. Must have been a doorway there. You can see how thick the walls are. Those walls are just over a foot wide. Nova guy, thank you very much for coming in. Well, you can see how thick those walls are there. Hang on, get out of the sun. That's the original window. That's the oldest window in the church. Okay, Stevenson. Oh, right, I'm going to go and stand outside and say this because I feel bad saying it in here. Right. When I was godmother to my son, to my brother's son, went into church and we were all stood around the front and we were, as godparents, asked to repent our sins. Well, I was thinking, great, I can start all over again. And I kind of grinned to myself. I caught the eye of my dad. My dad had gone grey. He was scowling at me because he could read my mind exactly what I was thinking. But yeah, that's what I thought. Right, I can go back in after I've said that. The bats have been in. The lady warned me that there's bats. And guano. Lots of guano. I'll clear it up for her. I'm sure there's a dustpan and brush. I'll clean the church up. Right, in here. So that's the normal window. We've got the frame of a door there, albeit wonky. I mean, this was a Roman fort and it stood since the 1200s at least. Right, up on here. The children's gift to this house of God. It's another pretty window. And we've got a huge window, it's a beautiful cross. Teresa, thanks for coming in. Now over here, we've got this old font. And we've got a bowl there. I'm not sure what that bowl's for. Is it to cover? I don't know if it's to cover that or not. I'm not touching it. Here lies the body of Miss Anne Thomas, wife of Reverend John Thomas of Brampton, who died December 29th, 1739, aged 52 years. This one, Margaret Phillips, the must be wife of Reverend, it's Latin, right? Philip, something, Yvonne Tumvik. Oh well, she died in 1692. I guess she's called Margaret, and she died the 12th December, maybe? I'm not exactly great with Latin. The bats have been in here too, but at either end. Another window. Teresa, no way. How cool is that? Thanks, Kiwis, all for coming. Morning, Emily. Thank you very much for coming in. 54, how you doing, dude? Clydeswell, thanks for coming in. Yeah, we've got this old font. I think it says out there that this was gifted. I presume this is the one that was gifted from London. Teresa, that's so cool. Very interesting. That wall's got a big issue, but it's just that old. I take it that can't be heated, can it? It's maybe to hang tapestries from that. Looks like a copper pipe at the top. 54, I'm trying not to catch fire in a church. I dropped something and said something. I said G-O-D. There we go, there's the top window of the original church. You can actually see daylight just above it and the crack of the eaves. Teresa, that's so cool. The grass, God, bat poo everywhere. The lady says that she's not been in for a week. So before I leave, I'll clean up for her. We'll go and have a look around the church. Oh, this is usually on the altar. The shorter prayer book. I'm not sure, it's got someone's ripped pages out of it. Leaving a quid in a hair grip's not exactly great. Why have people ripped the front pages? This last time I was here, it was in one piece. I'm going to have to go and tell the old lady because I don't want her thinking that I've done it. She's lovely. They've taken the first few pages that had the date. 1, 2 pages have gone. That's awful. When kids have been in, someone's used the key and kids have been here for a hair grip to be left. That's not really good enough. I wonder. That stone there, oh, it looks like it. Been like that for a while. I noticed that cracked stone. I couldn't remember it being like that the last time I was in. I'll have to talk to the lady. I mean, I can't believe someone's done that. And they've taken it with them. It's not here. I can't find it. I've just been having a look around. These are from a service. They still have services here. The lady, she leaves the keys in a box next to her front door. So I might say to her, it's going to be a pain in the backside, but if she takes them in the house, she's going to see who's had the keys. Or even a book where you write your details in. Might be a way to go. Teresa, that could be a good day trip for me. I'm over the other side of Carlisle. Right, where have I put that lock? We will. Someone's taken the bicycle lock off the door as well. I'll put that in my pocket and we'll lock this door for now, so no one else can get in. But I'll leave the front gates unlocked. Darn people. How else if I turn the lock the right way? Beautiful oak doors. Right, shut. People think they're shut, they won't try the door. Right, we'll start at the beginning, because the alarm people haven't been up here. It's a really interesting one over here. He was in the Navy. For some reason, for all that we're in kind of the centre of the country, although it's a narrow point of the country, a lot of sailors. William Brown, shoemaker. He must have been a good shoemaker because his gravestone's huge. He died 1827, age 52. His wife, 1843, at 66. The grandson, age 24. And another grandson, age 53. What I've noticed here is people live to a very ripe old age for the times that they were here. Normally the ages were a lot shorter just because of medical health, food-wise, just lifestyle, really. 1808, age 21. 1855, age 76. And the older ones, the writing's more simple. A bit like this one, but they're a lot smaller. I'll show you as we go around. Susanna, that's an unusual name for the 1800s. Interesting. Halliburton Burn, fourth son of Brian and Sarah Byrne. So Halliburton Byrne. It's a funny name. Newcastle upon Tyne, who died in Brampton in 1855, aged 20. Right, where's that interesting? It's here. Yeah, he was Teresa. Here we go. The memory of Charles Burr, Esquire, Master Commander in the Royal Navy of Great Britain, who died 13th of July 1810, aged 57, in the battle between the British and Dutch fleets off Camperdown, 11th of October 1797. He was right. I was thinking that says fifth or first. I think it's first because that's a stylized S. Can we see another S on here? Is there another S? Can't quite see one. First lieutenant on board the Russell of 74 guns, which bore to drifting. Draw to. I haven't got a clue what that says. So DISTINGTION. S. Distinguished guns which or so distinguished a part in the glorious victory. Also, Thomas, son of Charles and Anne Burr, who died November 30th, 1808, aged 5. So, yes, he was the first lieutenant on the Russell, 74-gun ship. Okay. Oh, John Burr. So we seem to have two families next to the same family, possibly next to each other. This one is very flash. It's got a coat of arms. But here lies, I can't read the bottom, unfortunately. And this one, 1868, I think is probably the oldest one in here from what I remember. Right, we'll go further back. I'd have finished cutting grass. Yeah, we think that the chalice and the sword on the ground here was a priest that served in battle, not Knights Templar. Oh, they still haven't finished that bit, but they're done over here, so we'll go down the back. Go and see my favourite one. I see that there's one collapsed, unfortunately. They're a lot easier to see with the grass cut right back. Let's go back. Clydesworld, nice one. Well done. Richard Wright, 1882. I've tried to do some research on this one down here. I can't find anything out about it. Never seen one like it before. There's an artist's initials on the back. But even with that, it's enamelled. It's been fired in a kiln. It's a pot. Let's look at that. How cool is that? You see it's been fired in a kiln. It's been repaired too. To my father, the Reverend John Wesley Hetherington, son of James Hetherington of Caperntree, Brampton, who died 25th of April 1942, aged 64, and my mother, Mary, daughter of Hugh Jackson, Green Lane, who died 17th of April 1923, aged 29. And on the back, we have, in grateful memory of Rennie, we'll have an NT. Look at the back of it too. I've never seen a grave like that. Christine, hi, how you doing? We've just been in the old church. I got the keys. Someone's been ripping pages out of the book, the prayer book. I'm not happy. Sergeant J. Patterson, Machine Gun Corps, 13th of April, 1918, age 34. Lest we forget. Yeah, I've tried to find out about it, Clyde, but I can't find anything. You'd think. It's quite Art Deco, isn't it? 1805. There's another war grave. Private Arbel, Border Regiment, 16th of October, 1916, age 40. Lest we forget. At the top there, we've got a Canadian. I'm not quite sure what he's doing here. This one's huge. There's quite a few family plots. Do you want to go down to where the otters are? Should we go and have a look down where the otters are? Clyde, it's stunning. If you want, we'll hop over the back and we'll go down to where I found the otters. J. Campbell, Border Regiment, 31st of October 1918, age 21. Lest we forget. This was tiny. Harry, the beloved son of Harold. He was only 8 months. 1905. Emily, so do I. I was down here. Right, we'll go down. I'll hop over the fence. And I didn't know they were there, but I saw some footprints in the sand. And then I saw a hole in the other bank, and I clicked. It's not a set. And they've got young. We've got different size feet. Clyde, thank you very much for subscribing. I do kind of all sorts. From making my candles and wax melts to walks up hills where I often get lost because I'm not exactly one for directions and planning ahead. 1957. There's a seat at the top here. I'll quickly take you to that first, and the inscription's a bit dodgy. They've been cutting the grass here, but they're having a cuppa. So I'll show you this seat before we go down the bank to the otters. I love to come and put a camera out. I've got a wildlife camera, but I don't want it getting pinched. I was told about this seat, and the inscription's a bit fire and brimstone. Wales, how are you doing? (1978). A lot more recent ones over here. Right, this seat that's away in a corner, away from all the graves. It says, before you rest here forever, sit and think and pray. 1926. So before you die, basically, and are buried here, sit and think and pray. What a lovely inscription. It's not even that old for the fire and brimstone. Mr. J, how you doing? Emily, David Attenborough's awesome. Got baby blue tits up there. I hear them, but I can't see them. A lot of the wild birds here have just fledged the latest clutch of chicks, so I'll give it a couple of weeks and I'll be laying eggs again and a second clutch when we get a good year. If we get 2 sets of chicks away, which is good. Tay, thank you very much for coming in. There's been a sheep in here. Right, this bank's a bit iffy. We had massive flooding here. Carlisle, the city itself, was flooded for a long time. We lost electric for a few days. And here the rain was also bad, and the bank collapsed here. So we lost part of the graveyard, and a lot of people had to be reinterred because the graves ended up in the bottom. Ooh, heck, it's steep. Watch me go on my backside live, that'd be funny. The kids used to come down here swimming. And I hope they don't anymore because of the otters on the bottom. As soon as we get down to the bottom, there's otters. I mean, look how this bank's gone. That's totally slipped down. That tree was up there. Tree's still alive though. $54, thank you very much for coming in. Good luck with that job. Hopefully it's easier than you thought it was. Woodpecker's been having a field down that tree. Below that short branch up there, StreamYard's don't let me go there. Zoom in. Is a proper woodpecker hole where it's been having a nibble all the way down. That's have insects and bugs in general. This one's kind of rotten. See if we see any otter footprints. If there is, Emily, I'll show you. If you're ever down by the rivers, if you spot any of these, you'll know what they are. There's a difference between otter and mink. Mink footsteps are more webbed. I'll show you them. Hopefully. It was raining last night, so the sand should hold any footprints. Let's see. Someone's built a table down here. Directly opposite us on that bank is the otter den. Right, let's see. Otter den is between that gap. It's just on that other bank under there. Let's see. Lots of birds on there, but the ottery ones are kind of faded. I'll go a bit further along the other way. Hopefully we'll catch some along there. Oh, God, I nearly went down. Ah, there's a buzzard. It's coming this way. Buzzards are one of the biggest, well, the biggest bird of prey here where I am. Otters, have you been down here? Yes, but I can't get close enough. Right, we'll go the other way. So quiet and peaceful. I found some of the slips where they go into the water. There's one. See how there's a little path? There's quite a few fish rising the last time I was here too. Oh, here's another otter slip. They go back into the water. And the den is on the opposite bank, directly under that. What is it? Willow. From me. There's also another entrance just there. But they come on this bank and they play. There were deer tracks as well the last time. They'll come down for a drink. And that's not animal, that's a water runway. When it's in flood at the top. Aren't these pretty? Oh, that hurt. Secret Black Winter Cone, how you doing? I was worried about you. Patty, thank you very much for coming in. Oh, fish rising. There's a fish. Secret Blackburn. We were at the church. I'll go back in on the way out to show you it. And we're down where the otters are. That fish isn't going to rise again now because I'm pointing my phone at it. Oh, it did. It's just there. Just rose again. There was one just there. We've got to keep looking for the otters. Oh, shoot. They went flat on my face. Dacoan, how you doing? Any idea who that woman was, Dacoan, that gave you that money? Yeah, Secret Blackburn. I've been like that for a few days. That's why there's not really much on my channel. Then we've got the clearing through here in the meadow. So I could see bits of tracks, but it's pointless showing them because they're so weak and by the rain. Cassie, thank you very much for coming in. All Colours and Beyond, another fantastic channel. That's why I've come out today, Blackburn. A bit of stress relief. Fishy, fishy, fishy. Come on, rise again. Come, could use some love right now as well. Uwek. Patty is amazing. I love Patty to death. It's finding a tree that no one's going to see that I've set it up on to catch them out on here. And I'm not sure where, because that's where the den is. And here's the path back up. Ooh, geez, that's a bit iffy. That's a big tree to be leaning on a little tree. So 2 days, me and little Bod are heading down to London. She plays an inclusive sport called table cricket. They won the local, they won the regional, went to Durham Cricket Ground, and they were North East champions. So we go down to London and she plays at Lord's. So it's 8 hours on a bus down, overnight at the hotel, go play at Lord's, and then bus back up for another 8 hours. So Coney Rock. I'm looking. I need to stop doing this. This animal track runs right up there along the back. Do I? I can't see it going much further than that though, because the bank's really steep and that tree's not clever. You see it runs there, it runs up the top, and it's a well-worn track as well. Right, I'm going to see if there's any hair on the brambles. Let's have a look at the brambles. If I find any hair, then I'll go up. Not on you. Can't see any on you. Any on this bark? Oh, for God's sake, I'm here. I might as well go. Right, we're going up. Ew, that's a bit buggy. Oh, dear. Can you see those two toes? That's a deer. I think we've got another footprint as well. Not deer-like. There. 2 toes. That's a deer. More pressure on the front than on the back. Deer hoof. Another one there. Quite spread out, so this is a big one. So we're on a deer runway. A deer's more nimble than me, so I won't be going as far as it does. Christ. Right, come on then, let's go. I'm going all Bear Grylls. Oh, shoot. Right, I'm not particularly happy about that bank, but hey. Where are they taking me? A bit high. Right. I think I'm about done following it. I don't fancy getting much further in the middle of nowhere. But it follows this bank all the way around on a steep bit. Jeez. Ooh, can't even put my hand down. This bit's not pleasant. You see the drop off? Daredevil deer. Ooh. So Emily, that's my David Attenborough for the day. We've been following deer tracks instead of the otters. Ooh. Right, back up the graveyard. This bit's icky. Right, so just trying to reach out a bit. Has been a decent sized deer. From the wideness of those toes to the depth. So it must be coming down. Ooh, I'm going down the river for a drink, I guess, because it doesn't go off. It must come back on this path because there's no path off that way. Right, this is where I start huffing and puffing because this bank's steep. Well, so do I. It's my sanctuary. Ooh, heck. These tree roots are quite handy, they're like steps. Oh, legs. Little private plane. Puffing and puffing in the sky. It's local council looks after this place, and that's where the grass cutting crew's here. That's a big chunk of land to slip. That, and around that big tree, was up there. It's dropped a fair way down. I'm just making excuses so I can stop and catch my breath. Back up the top. Oh, my legs. Back to the grave. Look at the size of that rhododendron. It's massive. DJB, thank you very much for coming in. Oh, my legs. Sheeples have been in. Ooh. I've seen better days as well. Go up this side and go back in the church. I'm glad it let me have signal to go in there and take you in live. Blackburn, I'm not happy. There's an old prayer book in there, and someone's ripped the first 2 pages out, which had the date in and the publisher. Why are people like that? So warm today. Right, this is the older part of the graveyard. We've got the Canadian soldier. Who's this? Margaret Jane of Longstaff, who died 1923, aged 20. My son, who died 4th, March 1924, aged 23. The son, Henry, June 25th, 1924, aged 19. Right, these dates are a bit dodgy to me. So we have January 1923, 21st of March 1924, 25th of June 1924. 3 of their children from 20 to 23, no, 19 to 23. And the parents died 1937. That's odd. 1922. Could it be Spanish flu? Tim, how you doing? Tim, you might know, Secret Blackburn. When was the Spanish flu? That was the First World War, wasn't it? It was 1915, 16, 17, that kind of time, wasn't it? Or was it early 20s? Because there's a few people here around that age bracket, the time bracket, should I say. Very odd. 1925. Not that one. There's a few I've seen before. Oh, God. Sorry, got headbutted by a bumblebee. 1922. There's a lot in that time space. Like 1918. That's what I thought, Secret Blackburn, but it's not. So from 1920 to 26, did I say? There's a lot of deaths in here, and a lot of them are young people. 1919. Who died fully sick. Ooh. Oh, died at fully psych. Sorry, I've got my old English head on. I was trying to decipher them before. Something smells lovely. They smell gorgeous, those lilies. I've never seen a lily like those before. Beautiful. The Great Bilby. Hi. Thank you very much for coming in. Yeah, it's odd. For some reason. Oh, no, you're not. Where's my Canadian? Oh, he's over there. Here we go. E. Folly, Royal Artillery, 13th of November, 1941, age 27. Thank you for your service. Patty, round here, it's odd. Victorian times and, well, pre that, the lifespans should have been a lot shorter than they are in this graveyard. You have people in their 80s and their 90s, and I can't quite work it out. Not as many as the Priory graveyard, but that was the gentry and the upper class buried there. So they're going to have a longer lifespan. They have better medical care. Still, H.S. Riddell, East Lancashire Regiment, 27th of July 1920, age 36. Thank you for your service. 1919. Right. H.S. Riddell, Sarah Riddell, age 50, October 1949, age 75. Oh, who's good at maths? I'm not going to be able to work it out. No, 1919 she died. So was she his mother? Chances are Sarah was H.S. Riddell's mother. And Scott Riddell, H. Scott Riddell. Yeah, they are. We have H. Scott Riddell and H.S. Riddell. And he died in 1920, age 68. So Sarah and H. Scott were the parents of H. Riddell, the private who died in World War One. I did not know that. You know what, Peter? Thank you very much for coming in. I've got the keys, so we'll have a quick nip back in for anyone that didn't see it before. I need to do a bit of research about that moment in time here. Who do we have here? T.J. Taylor, who was a driver in the Army Service Corps, died 30th of June 1918, age 30. Lest we forget. Private W.W. Baxter, Gordon Highlanders, 20th March 1920, age 20. Until the day dawns, lest we forget. Where is my Canadian? I say my Canadian. Edith died at 1919, age 29. I can't seem to find my Canadian grave. I'll get to him eventually. Who do I have here? 1932. This end, we have some more decorative stones before we hit the really old ones. The really old stones, they didn't think about fitting words in. They just split a word in half and carried it on the next line. Right, who's this one? He's out of the way. Private H.B. Nixon, Machine Gun Corps, 31st of October 1916, lest we forget. I think one down there, at the same time, probably the same battle. The British Legion come up and put crosses and poppies down. The local school kids as well, they make the crosses and they come up with them. It's a nice little touch. Look at this one. Oh, I can see the base. Very impressive. This one's unusual. The ends of life reminder. I've got no way of reading that one. I need to come up with some wax crayons and some paper. Look at the back of that one. Last time I was here, a pheasant nearly finished me off. I was walking over to one over here and it flew out from under my feet. It was really good. I didn't blasphemy. This one's pretty. Leone. Yes, Emily, I will. I'll try and put a camera up. I've got a couple of wildlife cameras and I'll bring one down. 1860, 1896. We have a harp. On another one at the Priory, we have, it's like stage curtains. 1865. This one's fancy. John Sinclair, 1866. Thomas Moses, 1871. And his wife, daughter of John Sinclair. Ah, that's why they're here. 1916. Age 97. That's what I mean. 97. That is a ripe old age. Oh, their son, like 8 months old. From one extreme to the other. Never. Susanna Clark, Mayhouse, Aberdare, died February 6, 1864, age 40. 1865. 1876. I'm coming this way because this side's where the really old ones are. And the older ones tend to have the backs decorated too, which the majority don't. There's one recently fallen as well, sadly. You see that one with a star in the back? We'll go to that as we head back. We're going to go at the church in a second. Remember Stefan, widow of James William Stewart, 1888, age 80. Another old lady. More than conquerors through him that loved us. Like that one's on a unk. So are these. Right, we're nearly back at the church. We'll go back in. I smell wild garlic. Violet, 1994. Who have we got? 1919. Age 75. Here's an old one. I'll show you the back and what I mean. Patty Everly is amazing. Love her to bits. Here we go. Here's an old one. This is the back. It's got GW at the top. We've got a heart. We've got a leaf. And we've got a sand timer. A lot had sand timers. This has got patterns on the back, but they've worn. So how old are you, can we tell? This will be early 1800s because of the writing's more stylized, but I can't read it. Elizabeth Wright, daughter of... Again, that's stylized writing. We'll go to church and we'll get to the oldie ones on the way out. Just first I didn't see. And I've not lost the keys. There we go. I might put you down for a minute before. Mama, thank you very much for coming in. Oh, lovely pizza. The lady, let me know. Who knew that this is a light switch? Where can I put you down for a sec? I'll clean up the back poo for it. Oh. We'll return. Where can I'll put you over here actually. If you Give me a minute. I'll shoot. I'll turn it so you can see what I'm doing. Can you? Oop, whoops, a daisy. Sorry. Tilt you back a little bit there. Take my headphones out 2 seconds. Lots and lots and lots of food. Do my good deed for the day. Got to be an extra good deed with it being a shirt, surely. The lady that looks after here used to live in the farmers next door, but they've retired and built a house just down the road on the way in. And I just thought it's outside. Right, I'm back. Hang on. There we go. Sorry about that. I'm just cleaning up. I was being good. The bats have pooed everywhere. She says she hasn't been in for a week. Let's look at that. For those that weren't here before. The building. That old window. I think it's the Norman window the leaflets tell you about. An old doorway. Capone, thank you very much for coming in. There's bats up there, but there's not as many as in the porch part. And then I got too close to that, then the signal went. That arch has got a channel drilled. What that's for, I do not know. And then you've got the square cubby hole. Could something to do with water, with it having a channel? Yes, guano. There's bats living in the roof. I have that font there, but this building is really old. I have those two. See, oh, I don't like standing on those stones. These, no idea what they're for, but they must have a meaning because they're here. Could be anything. It's got to be water. The channel. Secret blackburn. Any ideas? I don't know. We'll have a look on the wall on the outside. It's got a spider in it now. Just beautiful. I'm amazed I've got a signal, to be honest, with these thick walls. And this old Victoria beer pool. They've had a pause pulling it around at one point. And you see the damage on the roof. That's within the bats. The bats all the way through that ceiling. And there's nothing they can do about it. There's some in the corner by the look of it. Like, where's these keys and this lock in my pocket? Where I put the keys? Oh, it's the keys in the wall. So I'll have to go and tell the lady on the way out about the damage. Why would anyone rip a prayer book up? Secret, I was talking to a local historian, and the sword and the chalice carving, they seem to think is a priest that served in one of the wars. Nothing Templar. Right, what was that buzzing? There were wasps on the door chewing the oak. They chew the wood to make the nests. Go back in the hole. Look. Right. How do I do this? There was a bike chain, but the bike chain's gone. So the last person, and that's not quite sitting in the hole. Sorry. Give me a minute. So it's been getting fed through the other side and then. I wonder, Secret Blackburn, if, how the hell did they do this? That's through there. Maybe. Gotta be careful what I say. There, right, I'm in. Stick it back in. If I had a bike chain, I couldn't bring it and put it onto it. That's so easy one-handed. If I get my hands trapped in here, it's a possibility. Put my hands through the rails. Right, 2 secs. You're just going down on the ground for a second. Lock shut. Yes, done. Right. You're back in the room. I've got you. So we're locked up, and there's a waspy chewing more wood. I'll show you the sword and chalice, and we'll have a look around that corner. It did have a bike lock, which made it so much easier to do. After the guttering wouldn't have been there. Days gone by. So there's our sword and chalice. And here, I mean, we've got drains on the wall, but they wouldn't have been back in like 1200s. And that, could that be to do with it? That spout inside in the channel. Joe's choice, you alright? Oh, cool pizza. That one, that little porch was used as a mortuary, as well as the main church too. 1838. And some of the really old ones are here. I'll show you them. That one's got a stylized coat of arms. Here. Here lies the body of John Parker, late. And here's the word that's meant to say Brampton, but we've got Brampton, who died April 1748. They just didn't care about the writing at all. They didn't care about space. And here's another one. Memory of Thomas Crumbin. It's an unusual name. Died. Can't quite make you out. December I can see 17. I can't see much more. Have you got artwork on the back? Yes. A lot of them had sandtimers. You have skull and crossbones. This one's got an angel on. 1739. But skull and crossbones doesn't mean what it does for us today, because I was like, ooh, here we go, and speak of the devil, skull and crossbones. Remembereth. It all says remembereth, I think. So you've got like a curtain over the top of remembrance, and you've got skull and crossbones on the bottom. The difference within a few years, Capone, is really interesting. I mean, this one, 1821. I mean, he was 82 years old still, and there's a lot of people like the same style. There was like fashions in the gravestones. The commander of the Navy ship down there, same gravestone type design, although his has got a bit more detail on it. 1859. This one's getting back, 1797. You can see the difference in the writing type. It changes within a few years. Here's another really old one. That old style writing, they used that on a lot of them. Have you got anything on the back? Who are you? Body of John Scott. 62 years. 1712. We have there. But such a change so quickly. Yeah, the S's are like an F. I was trying to read one out down there. And we're back to Old English, and it's hard to decipher the letter shapes. On here, we have a heart. I'll trace it with my finger, you should be able to see it better. We have a heart. See the shape of it? Not making anything else on there. Here we've got the curtains along the top and the heart. I can't see much more. Do we just come that way? This one's got numbers on the back. Has it? No, it's got the sound timer. I've been there. Hi, Stockbroker Brandon. How are you doing? Thank you very much for coming in. What age is this one? 1856. So in the space of maybe 70 years, the style changed massively. Here's another one with a heart. A heart and a sand timer on the back with the curtains and the pillars, and on the front, Mary, the wife of John Willis. 1747 or 97, that looks like. 1712. That's John. That's her husband. It's husband and wife next to each other. The body of Johann Wallace, Johan, February 1719. And we've got an angel and a skull and crossbones on the bottom, an angel on the top. Some of them added relatives on the back, but the majority. Hello, Mr. Mole. It's just designs. Got another soldier over here. What's this written on the back? Have the Lord years long have my being. Praise into my God. Sorry about that, couldn't read it. I'll show you the soldier one again to see the stylized writing. Andrew Robert Sutcliffe, Royal Air Force, 23rd of February 1914. Lest we forget. I'll take you to the fancy soldier navy grave. You can see the writing better in the lettering. This is probably the oldest one in here. William Atkinson Glover, 1686. Completely different to the rest. And I love that coat of arms. It's beautiful. Here we go. Right. I'll go let's just go sacred in the memory of Charles, and that says Borough, Esquire. You see the S looks like a big R or an F. That's an S. And in the Royal Navy, who died 7 years. But for all the using that kind of stylized S, they do use regular S's as well. So why interchange between a more modern and a stylized? I don't quite get that. In the battle between the British, again stylized S, and the Dutch fleets, not a stylized S, off Camperdown, 11th of October 1797. He was first lieutenant on board the Russell, that S again, of 74 guns. Take it, that means it's the big one, which bore to, this word got me bamboozled before, but it's distinguished because of that S. Distinguished a part in that glorious victory. I mean, we've got capitals and all sorts. Also, Thomas, son of Charles and Anne Borough, who died 17th November, November 30th, 1805, aged 5 years. Totally different writing. And once you get your head around letters that form the shape of other letters, you get it. Yeah, it's like the more official words, the wording, they're using that stylized. We've got master, we've got British, first, Russell. But the rest, oh, distinguished. I don't know why distinguished is. But the rest, we've got your regular shape letter. This is another older one, much more simple writing and wording. But none of the stylized letters. Here's another, this one's easier to see. 1842, this one. Thomas Gill, merchant of Brampton, who died March 1842. Suzanne is sister of the above and wife. So, really interesting. Yeah, when I got inside, I was struggling to read stuff because it wasn't that stylized writing. What's this one got on the back? I just can't read it. It's got a date though, so that's probably a double-sided one. Betsy. It's an unusual name for them. Daughter of James Horsehead, who died 13th of April 1856. That's March 1856, aged 8 years. Interesting. So I'll just come out. 2 seconds, I'm just coming out. Lovely horsey. You all right? It's warm, isn't it? There, it's got a cute little roundabout when you come in. Thanks, Capone. You absolute star. Thank you very much. Yeah, there's a farm built right on top of it. If there's no one around down here, I'll take you into the no, I won't actually. The new grave. I won't. I have a couple of friends in there. So you come up here and you don't really know it's there because it's in the gateway to a farm. But that's also handy. There are the hills that we've walked in the background. I wanted to go there today. I thought, you know what? I'll go to the old church instead. So peaceful up here. It's just the farmland. There's a few horses in this field. They've moved horses in that weren't there. The groundsman's in there. They're actually going to extend the current graveyard into the field behind it. Or have they done that already? Where's the horses? No, it's just a farm. The horses are in with the cows and calves. There's a couple of stables around here. There's a small racehorse stable a few miles down the road. Oh, hang on, I found a footpath. For future reference, we'll see where this footpath goes to. Crooked Home. Half a mile. What time is it? Should we go for a bit further walk? Or is anyone bored? I kind of want to take it off, but at the same time, the sky's not great. Yeah, it is. I can't see though. For all it's a footpath, there's actually not a path. It's only half a mile though. Not sure where it'll bring me out. Should we go and have a look? It only says it's half a mile. It's not far. Hang on. I'll just go in my car a second. Oops, I don't want my keys out of my pocket. Just got a quick drink. My car needs a clean out. It's resembling a skip. Oh, sorry. Right. Come on, let's go. There's no sounds up saying bulls or cows in, so we'll go have a look. And then I'll come back along and I'll go and see the lady about the church. I think if she stops leaving the keys out on the doorstep, she's going to have more of a record who goes in. Or even if she puts a book out that you sign, that might be an idea as well. Oh. Yeah, I'm being good. Right, I presume we follow the fence line. Nah, it's not that long. Shouldn't take me that long. Ground's pretty decent. Farmers don't tend to like you going on the footpaths, but hey, they can't stop you. He's been keeping this one for silage. A lot of the farm, yes, we've got signposts, little flags are going the right way. Do we keep following the fence? I could go in that trough. Where does it go? There. I see a footpath. I see a step. The silage stings. They cut the grass, they collect it and they cover it. And it pickles. Winter time, they feed it to the cattle. It's cheaper than buying feed, although they do give them feed as well. But the aroma of it is kind of sweet, but icky at the same time. That must be Crooked Home, those houses there. Learn something new every day. Sorry, that was daughter. Where you at? Can't go anywhere. She's off work this week, so she'll be getting bored. It's not far, this footpath at all. It takes you to that house. I feel a bit funny about walking to people's houses, and this brings you out the back of the farm. Firo, thank you very much. Sunfish, how are you doing? Yeah, Bilby, it's kind of cold rambling, I suppose. Secret Blackburn, he goes some brilliant places too. He's got some beautiful places around where he's at. And his wealth of knowledge. Right, fly in my eye. Get off. Joys of the country. What's that? So it kind of takes you to that house. We'll go back up. Go a fair way downhill. Little lambs under the trees. Did you sunfish? I bet they're huge now. I think is it crowing? Jacone has me desperately wanting a metal detector. I would love one. Absolutely love one. Is it Patty? When? It's Bill. Message me. The 28th. I'll remember that. Secret Blackburn has got some hidden objects on his channel. And they're driving me nuts trying to work out what the last one is. Couldn't work it out. Link it, Sunfish. Is he full on cockadoodling or is he just learning? I went live with Cheap Cheap last night because it's the first time in a while he's escaped. I thought he got bored of it. I went up with a bag of feed and here he is, comes toddling around the side of the house. So I thought, you know what, we'll have a play for 5. I go the wrong way, I'm headed to the cattle trough. Oops, got the key. You too. Capone and Patty, remind me of your birthdays. 24th and 28th. Darn it. Cool, Sunfish, thank you very much. What make is he, or is he a cross? Cheap Cheap's a cross, but he looks like Bufforp. That's just a dark red. Cattle troughs. Your last one, it looks almost like there's a hinge on that bracket, and the pointy end is pointy for a reason. It's probably decorative. But it couldn't be something so easy as a boot scrubber, no. Dakar rocks. Yesterday, I had the metal detector out at an old school. I was like, ooh, every time you got a hit. You quite often get frogs in those, and frog spawn in those water troughs, but not that one. Yeah, it looks like they're starting to extend the new graveyard back. It's a lovely location for it. It's lovely and peaceful. Secret blackbird. It's driving me nuts. I keep coming back and looking at it and coming away because it's frying my brain, and then coming back. Like we're on the edge of a valley, and the second horizon, that tree line, I'm there. And those are the hills that we walk behind at cloud level. Over there, I don't know if you can see, in that tree there's the sand quarry. I'm going to see the local earl, if he'll let me around the castle or in the grounds of the castle. There's the sunken garden, the wall garden, and the castle itself. The priest hall at the top's awesome in the tower. Rex, thank you very much for coming in. Oh, the groundsman's left the graveyard. Oh God, they've been digging. It's one thing I hate to see. Soldiers' graves in there too. I can see 2. And also, there's a couple of friends in there. Jose, how you doing? I'll get over here. This car's parked up and I can't see where they are. In fact, I'll sit on top of this fence. That old lady will probably wonder what I'm doing with those keys. Oh, my back. Those keys. Bilby, yeah, I was looking at it to send a kilo weight of parcel to New Zealand. It was like £30 English, so GMP. It's like double the exchange rate. It's almost a double, isn't it, for Australia and New Zealand? And good, Jose. Just been having a look around the old church. I went and got the keys to have a spy around. Went down to where the otters are on the bank. Had a wander through the graveyard. We're in that church. It's amazing it's still standing from at least the 1200s. It was gifted to the church to be a church in the 1200s. But they knew there was a building there from the 1100s. It was a Roman fort at one point. Hadrian's Wall. It's about 3 miles that way. My sense of direction's crap, but so that way or that way. So it's not very far away at all. So they will have had outposts. $250. Ouchie, that's a stinger. The signal holds a lot better on StreamYards than it does the actual YouTube. YouTube, I've had loads of problems with it. Yeah, it was a Roman outpost. The Romans just been up the road, Hadrian's Wall, keeping out the heathens from their land. $80 to post it. Oh my god. It looks like it was going to rain, but it's held off. I'm not sure what that farm is, and I don't know how you get to it either. Just on top of the hill there. Wonder how you get there. Yeah, sometimes you'll get something from abroad and they'll add a postal charge. If it's not been correctly postal stamped from the country it's coming from, you get a bill for the remaining money. Yeah, we've been in an old graveyard, the oldest 1600s. 1600s, yeah. The old graveyard, and I'll show you the horse. It's walking over here. But there's a lot from the 17 and 1800s. Just there on the hilltop, walking towards the cows. Yeah, YouTube lets you zoom in. The StreamYards doesn't, and I'm finding that annoying. But it's been constantly, the screen either gone completely blank for people watching, but fine for me, and I can't fix it, so I have to restart lives, or it constantly drops signal, whereas StreamYards doesn't drop the signal. So on the scale of annoying people, like a walk I did the other day, I had to restart twice. I had 3 lives for the same walk because it just kept screwing up. I thought, no more. Yeah, Dakar, have you seen, Jose, have you seen, there's 5 people died so far this year at the Isle of Man on the TTs. A father and son in a sidecar, they passed away on a race, and another 3 others. A friend of mine, Liz, is Liz being in? She would go across, medic. Hello, little birdie. Jose. Yeah, the church itself. There's a Roman pillar with a inscription on. It's kind of faded, but the writing on it just looked Roman. Numerals and italics. There's another written in Latin, which was fun for me to try and read out. I gave up. Hey, horsey. It's a little young robin just flown past. think it's a young robin. Looks like a young one. It flew like one. So that's about me done. I've got a lovely old young oak tree. It's actually split into two. Can't beat oak trees. There's a big oak tree over there. Hi, Ron, you all right? I've been all over. Patty, thank you very much. And thank you for being so supportive. You're amazing. And I love the ground you walk on. You won't be able to see because I can't zoom it in, but the swallows on that field, flying that hill, not even a foot above the ground. They fly that low and follow the ground levels, eating all the bugs and collecting the bugs. But they never crash. Yeah, they are. It's crazy. I think the father and son was at the weekend. So there'll be inquests into it all again. It's like the rallies. There was a Lombard rally. I'm not sure what they call it now. Car rallies. It came from Wales and it came up to the northeast. And they wanted to come through a forestry on the estate that my dad works at as the gamekeeper on. And I was all excited. And his boss said no, arsehole. But we had Toyota fixing their cars next to the house, and we were talking to the drivers. They were a bit scary meeting on the roads because the roads weren't much wider than that and blind summit little hills. And your car would come over your head in the opposite direction with all the pod lights on, and that was just them on the main roads. It wasn't even them on stages. But a few people were killed from stones in the woodland. They go around corners on gravel. Stones would get kicked up, and spectators. There was one old guy got hit and sadly passed away. Maypole's my mum and dad's neighbour. He's a maypole dancer. He practices outside with all his gear on. I haven't seen him as yet. Oh my God, Zakon. Nigel, thank you very much for coming in. It wasn't a robin, it was a sparrow. Oops, I got it wrong. Rex, oh my good God. I won't get on a bike. I refuse to. Especially not on the back because I don't like not being in charge of a vehicle. I'm forever stamping the brakes and things in people's cars. So on a bike, we had it drilled into us. My dad, when we were just little, had a motorbike for going around the woods, whatnot. He was come from gamekeepers and always lived in the middle of nowhere. We were always told if we got a bike, my dad would break our legs for us before we got on them. And that, it kind of put us off a bit and just never had interest in them. I always had interest in four wheels, not two. Jeez, Rex. I bet that was interesting. My uncle, he had a high flying job with the Bank of England and he retired early. For his 60th birthday, he bought a DB9 and he came up here in it from here. So he lives about 4 hours away, no, 3.5 hours away. And he went to take me for it. He says, "Do you want to come for a drive?" So we're on the back roads, a road like this. And it took me out for a couple of miles. And then we pulled up, he was to turn it round. And he said, "Do you want to drive her home?" And before I could say, "Are you sure?" I'd sussed where the door handle was because they're hidden. And I was out going around the front to drive it. And that DB9, you feel like your backside's on the floor, but the power, You've got no weight on that pedal at all, and it just flies. I had to overtake a bike, a push bike, mountain bike, and the thought, I was scared to go past him. Outlaw, you all right? Thanks for coming in. But that DV9, it was just like floating with your backside at the same time on the road. Absolutely amazing. See, motorbikes just have never really, I don't know whether it's because my dad was so adamant that we weren't going to get one as kids, or whether I'm just more four-wheel fun, not two. Yeah, we've just been for a wander around the old church, little tiny church. And across the footpath along there that doesn't really do out around the graveyard. I wanted to be the first woman winner of the British Rally. It never quite happened, unfortunately. But we used to love going to meet the teams. Because they would just fix the cars at the end of the drive or just up the road at a little disused garage. It was great. My ex had a Lancia Integrale, which was one of the models that Lancia used in the rallies. Lancia pulled out of the rallies basically because they had no competition. They were hands down beating everybody. There was something else went on as well, but then it became Toyota that pretty much took over the rally and the rankings. But I used to drive that four-wheel drive, and they are amazing cars. You can't, I'd throw it around corners, foot properly down, drop it on corners. Oh, we've got a hare. Not my hare, there's a hare running across the field, and I can't zoom in, but it is there. Just when, it's come back over to the fence. Drop it, throw it around corners, and it just stuck. You could not spin it out. You could not slide it. Well, you could slide it, but you had to give it some oomph to get it to go. That hare's following the fence line. Love that car. I would love one to do up. Lancia Integrale. Also had a Lancia HF Turbo. They actually shut the showrooms down in the UK, and you have to get parts through Fiat now, which was a pain in the backside. But one hell of a car to drive. Yeah, it's a big one. I thought it was a deer for a start. First came through that fence. It's a big one. I could just see its back. Oh, I've been deer tracking as well. Oh my God. You tipped it. Yeah, Patty, that's an important rule. The car will always win with a bike. I mean, we were lucky. The Lombard, it goes to the AA, the British Rally, stages in Wales, stages through Yorkshire, I think, and it had come up to the northeast, around the hills, Kielder Forest. It had a few stages in there. Kershaw, out in the wilds, Northumberland, I had a few stages there. Kershaw, I was nearly hit. We were in a wood, and you have stewards on the side of the road, and they'll whistle and wave the flags when there's a car coming. Well, we'd walked up the side of the track, and we were getting near the top to a corner, which is where we wanted to go. So we had really good views down in the bottom corner below us. And the stewards didn't whistle, nor did they wave a flag. And I got off the road with a couple of seconds as a rally car comes straight at me. So I can still see that hare. It's now there. But that was a bit hair raising. Ooh, Patty. And that same year, when that steward didn't blow his whistle, that's when an old guy was killed. They went downhill around a corner, kicked some stone up, and it hit him in the head, sadly. So they got a lot stricter with spectators, although the spectators hit all the time pretty much. It's the nature of the beast, isn't it? Duns isn't actually that far from me, you know. In fact, my brother worked at Duns. Sure he did. Duns is maybe a couple of hours from me. How far up past Glasgow is Duns? Glasgow, it's about an hour and a half. They've absolutely hammered it with those average speed cameras now, haven't they? So you kind of put your foot down and fly through. Dakar, that sounds mighty fine. 800 horsepower. I used to love getting the keys to that Integrale to go and play on that. The HF Turbo was fun as well. Had the HF Turbo in the Martini race colours, you know, the white with the blue, dark blue and red stripes on. Oh, I've got it on the wrong side. I'm thinking it's on the west. Well, even still, Duns is really close to me then. Less than a couple of hours. I'm kind of more west than it. I'm kind of pretty central, but Glasgow's a better road than Edinburgh, if you see what I mean. Glasgow is just up the M6, whereas Edinburgh I have to cut across. You know, the average speed cameras, they were getting torched. They've added some to a little village close to here, and they got torched. But the same town, the not regular road speed cameras, they got torched as well. They got spray painted, they got torched, they got all sorts. But the regular speed cameras, the road to Newcastle. So I'm on the main east-west road between Newcastle and Carlisle, and they've put average speed cameras for about 10 miles worth between Hexham and here, and it's a pain in the arse. Too sneaky. And we still get the mobile van speed camera. He's a pain in the backside and all. They're naughty. But everyone just flashes you to let you know they're there, so it's kind of always a time for them. There's no toll roads up here, Bilby, yet, but there is further south, London as well. Tolls used to just be on certain bridges, but they're coming out more and more. The worst ones are the parking inspectors. Here, in the town centre, it's all cobbled, and you got a couple of white dashes front and back for where the spaces are. And if one idiot parks over the line, then everyone, it's like a domino effect, is over the line just along the way along. And the parking ticket people, instead of using their brain and saying, well, they can't actually help it, they give you a ticket for not being in those white lines properly. Absolutely takes a mickey. Even if you've got your card displayed, your meter displayed that your park's up and you're in the allotted time, they'll still come take photos if you can, give you a ticket if you're just over the lines, which isn't fair. Hello. Rex, nice one. This one they used to paint up as well. And it's right on the main road, so I don't know how no one actually caught them doing it, but they set fire to a few all in that little town. Someone's just been pulled around the graveyard. Ah, we've got another footpath. Right, we'll have a look what the next one says. Yeah, right, Terry. Bilby, that's absolutely ridiculous. What does this sign say? Come on, this. River Earthen. This one takes you to the river. Ooh. Do you know what? We might come and do that one tomorrow. Where does it take you? Just straight through the field and over the top? Must be. Someone's been shooting. Target practice. I'll do that one too. They always park in the same place in our little town, and everyone just flashes you to let you know that they're there. It's absolutely pointless. It's gone lovely and quiet. The wind's actually dropped. How you doing, Terry? Blackburn, no, it wasn't. Honest, governor. But their sides have been pretty decent because they've got a spread of about an inch. About an inch spread on them all. And they've not hit the wood. They've definitely just gone for the Lara. Honest to God. Why is that tree dead? Yeah, we'll do that footpath another day and go down that bit of the road. Let's see if there's otters down there. Probably go the whole way along. Salty Magnet Fisher, how you doing? Thank you very much for coming in. Salty Magnet Fisher got some brilliant finds too. Have you got any ideas where you're going to go with a detector to car? See? Oh, yes, confirm. Well, now the teenagers have got into the BB rifles and they're playing soldiers at weekends. The boyfriend bought his rifle 3 weeks ago. He was telling me last night he's getting bored of that and he wants a sniper. So I'm sure the pressure on the BB going to 700. On the sniper, I'm sure he said it's 900. So they are gonna sting. So hopefully he gets one so I can go and play with that as well. And show them how to shoot properly. Yeah, Stock Explorer, it's side of a valley. At one point, there'll have been a big river ran through here. We've got this edge. And across there, this is a smaller one. But up on the top there, there was a big river ran Ice Age time just over the top of that hill to the bottom of the hills you can see in the background on the horizon. Terry lives in a beautiful place too. Yeah, Jose, the woodland that I take you to where the Roman quarry is, there was the Battle of Helbeck, if you look it up. Just Helbeck, if you spell it. And the rightful heir to the local castle died suddenly. So a relative decided he was going to take that castle by force. He hired 3,000 mercenaries, and the Queen sent her army up to face him to save the castle from him. I think he was called Leonard Dacre. The castle, now it's castle. The Queen's forces kicked ass, and the 3,000 mercenaries died in that woodland. And that river was said to run red with the blood of those mercenaries for 3 days. Okay, Patty, thank you very much for coming in. Then you've got the Romans here. There's a lot of Roman action. You've got Hadrian's Wall that was just over there. There's someone else coming up as well. And then you've got the Roman quarry just over there. So if you look at the terrain, the woodland where the quarry is over at the base of those hills in the background. And they've had to cart it all 4 or 5 miles that way to the closest point. It's not the easiest of countryside when you're carting stone and you've got horses and carts, pretty much. There's a lot of manpower used, a lot of horses, a lot of slaves. There would have been border battles here. There were Jacobite uprising. There were battles here. All sorts of history. Salty magnet fissure. I would love to go metal detecting in that Roman quarry wood. Love to. I haven't got a detector, but it's on the list. I would love to go and have a look around there. Those mercenaries would have been part paid in gold. The battle was 1569, and they'd have been paid part in gold, and they would have received the rest of the gold had they won the battle. But they were all killed. So that's a lot of gold on there that's been left behind. A lot will have been found by the Queen's troops, most likely, or local scavenging, but they'll have hidden it. It won't have been on their bodies. They'll have hidden it in tree trunks, under rocks, so there could easily still be coins still up there. They'll have used locals as well. They'll have used the locals. They'll have had their own masons. They've probably trained local masons. But the slaves will have been locals that they've used to manhandle all that stone that they've taken over that terrain. Battle of Helbeck. Hang on. There you go. Battle of Helbeck, 1569. Where the Roman quarry is, I found a piece of pottery on the Helbeck itself. It's in that Roman quarry woodland, and it's about 5 minutes walk or so from the Roman quarry for Rock Face. Yeah, there could be all sorts up there, Decon. There could be jewellery, it could be Roman jewellery. I mean, the battle, there'll be all sorts up there from that. I also want to sticking a magnet in that river. It's on bedrock, so there are parts that you could possibly not see too much in. Ron, good plan. I'm going back home for a coffee in a minute. I'm going to get some jobs done. Declan, you've got me wanting that detector, you know. And there's loads of other places. I mean, the local castle. I know the Earl. He does have a guy that goes metal detecting there. There's metal detecting groups here, and they all head out to certain areas together, and they all sweep across fields and land lined up. Sorry, my phone died there. So I'm going to get off. Luckily, I've got a charger in the car. But thank you all for coming. And see you on live maybe tomorrow. Thanks, everyone. Oh, what was that? Outlaw, that's the thing with Streamlabs. That's the thing with Streamlabs, Blackburn. I can't make anyone blue on it, which is irritating. I need to go back in and blue anyone up that's not blue. Sorry, Outlaw. Hang on. Can I do it another way? 2 secs. I don't know why they keep putting these electric car posts in, because no one uses them, and it just takes up parking spaces when you need the parking spaces. But that's me. I'll get off. Thank you very much, everyone, for coming in. I'll see you next time.